That gripped much of the nation this week. President Trump's nominee to the highest court in the land and the woman accusing him of decades-old attempted assault. Let's talk more about it with conservative commentator Michelle Malkin. All right, Michelle, I understand you were listening to the interview with Bongino and Hahn. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of talk about Ralph clubs and the attack on Judge Kavanaugh and his character, not only by Mr. Hahn, but the entire resistance movement in the Beltway swamp, in Hollywood and academia, makes me want to Ralph. Okay, and I'm especially ashamed, Judge, of so many women who should know better, women who know men who have been falsely accused of exactly the kinds of crimes that Judge Kavanaugh has been accused of, and they know what it's like to fight for 5, 10, 15, 20 years to clear innocent men's name. The thing is that, and you are a veteran of the criminal justice system, and you have seen so many times, Judge, people lie. People are capable of lying about all sorts of things. And so this idea that the accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, seemed sincere, of course, anyone who is a veteran of the criminal justice system knows you can sincerely seem that you are telling the truth when you are lying through your teeth. And that's something that nobody wants to talk about.
But you know what? I have to tell you, Michelle, I mean, I listened to her, and I believe something happened to her. I really do. But I think her memory is so repressed, and I want to know why all of a sudden now. But I said that in my open. This was worse than Bork. This was worse than Clarence Thomas. Why is it that Republicans are always at the end of the most vicious, brutal attacks, and now people like Flake are buckling to let's do an FBI investigation, as if after 6 they're going to become geniuses and figure out something more on the 7th?
It's a disgrace, and I wish that last week would have ended on the high note of Lindsey Graham finally saying what needed to be said. Right. I wish that his words had penetrated the clouded mind of Jeff Flake, which rhymes with snake. It is no surprise that we had him act the way that he has acted. Essentially, he has become the enabler of the resistance movement. Look, the left is acting exactly the way it has telegraphed it would act. They're doing their jobs, and it was the job of the Senate Republicans to do their job, support their president and this nominee, because what is at stake in the Supreme Court are literally life and death matters. And here we have Jeff Flake folding like a stack of cards. It's a disgrace, Judge.
You know, I have to tell you, I mean, it's just additional delay and delay and delay. And Michelle, I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time talking about this tonight because the show's so packed. I felt terrible for Kavanaugh, for his wife, for his mother. I mean, you are not a serial predator for 1 year, and then for the next 35 years you don't touch a woman. I mean, and no one is genius enough to find all 3 women who have repressed memory who won't say a word for 35 years. They're saying this predator picked 3 women who'd shut up for 3 years. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I think much more needs to be investigated about the machinations behind how each and every one of these accusers suddenly appeared, and what the plot and conspiracy, yes, I will call that was, between Senator Feinstein's office, the Judiciary Committee staffers, the New Yorker, and prosecutors like the one here in Colorado. I mean, that Deborah Ramirez case raises a lot of eyebrows about how the provenance of that accusation.
Michelle Malkin, thanks so much for joining us.
You bet.
A law enforcement expert joins me live next for a closer look at this week's testimony and what we can expect in the investigation. His take is next. First, more from the president tonight in West Virginia.
It's come. We've built a lot of wall already and fixed a lot of wall, but we're getting it. It's not the easiest thing, because the Democrats know it's the thing we really want. It's very much of a signature. It's a big part of what we talk about. They get in the way. I know it for a fact. They said we can't. We'll get things that are actually military, $700 billion and $716 billion. We get that. A wall is a tiny thing by comparison, but they want to fight that wall for political purposes. But we're building it, and I love the signs. Finish it. We'll get it finished.